Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Wooden Railway Adventures, Episode 223, Ice, Ice, Daisy. Christmas was coming up and the engines on Thomas's branch line were excited. "Hello, everyone," honked Bertie. "Isn't this just the most wonderful time of the year?" "Indeed," agreed Percy. "My mail coaches are really heavy, but that means there are lots of letters on the way to Santa Claus at the North Pole. Oh boy, that means I better not be late. Talk to everyone soon. And what about you, Toby? How are things on the tram line?" "Henrietta here is filled to the brim with passengers," he replied. "The holidays certainly bring out the best in everyone." "Ugh, what a nuisance," came a loud voice. Just then Daisy rolled in and jolted to a stop. She was looking very cross. "Well, maybe not everyone," murmured Toby. "That was rough," said Daisy's driver. "You've spilled luggage everywhere. What's going on?" "Silly new brakes," she complained. "They've got me all in a tizzy. I'm not used to them yet, so don't yell at me." "Leave it to Daisy to complain about new brakes," murmured Bertie. "I'll let you handle this one, Toby." "What's wrong, Daisy?" he asked quietly. "What do you think is wrong? My new brakes are stiff. I stop too quickly and the passengers get mad. What else is new?" Toby smiled and decided he'd seen enough. "I hope things get better for you," and he trundled away. "Pah! Toby doesn't understand my plight. He's an old steam tram that's never had a new part in his life. Now a diesel rail car like myself, I am always up to date with the latest technology. You'll never see me sliding around on the rails. That would be most improper." Later that day, Daisy made her way to the Dieselworks for more repairs. Den and Dart were not pleased to see her. "What's the matter now?" they asked. "You put my brakes on too tight. Now I come to a stop immediately when they are applied. This is most inconvenient. What were you thinking?" "Yeah, silly us for wanting you to stop where you're supposed to," chuckled Dart. "We'll get a workman over here to fix 'em." "Is there anything else we can do, Your Majesty?" "Ugh, don't start with me. My oil lines feel clogged and my new wheels haven't sunk into the rails yet. It's very difficult to be this pleasant and bright when I've been so uncomfortable lately." Den and Dart rolled their eyes. "Daisy, over the past few months, we've replaced nearly every part on you, and you're still not happy." "What he means is, we think it's time you started trying to make things work instead of complaining about 'em." Daisy grew cross. "How dare you suggest I haven't been trying to make the best of my poor situation? I will be leaving now." Secretly, the Diesels were happy to see her go. "Nobody understands my aches and pains," she groaned, "and all before the holidays, too. This is most intolerable." That evening, Ryan was prepping the trains for the next day. Toby had an unusual delivery at the quarry before Daisy picked up her passengers. "I'll leave these cars here for Toby," he said, "and by the time Daisy arrives, the platform should be clear. This won't be a problem at all." Unbeknownst to Ryan, the waterworks cars had a small leak in them. Over the course of the cold night, water dripped onto the track and turned the rails into a sheet of ice. When Toby arrived the next morning, he didn't notice it because he backed up to the cars and immediately puffed away. "Right on time," murmured Ryan. "Now let's hope Daisy will be the same." As usual, Daisy was in a bad mood when she woke up. "I don't want to go outside in the cold," she muttered. "My piping will only fare poorly in this kind of weather." "Come on, Daisy," grumbled Boko. "Get on out there like the rest of us." Reluctantly, Daisy left the sheds and made her way to Elsbridge Station. As she rounded the bend, she applied her brakes hard to make sure she would stop. But instead, she slid through the platform and ran straight into a train of waiting cargo cars. "What happened?" she gasped. "Oh, these miserable brakes! I told you I wasn't well. My fitter will soon hear about this." Thomas and Ryan groaned. "It's not anybody's fault," they said. "Look, there's a patch of ice on the track that you slipped on." But Daisy was inconsolable. "What a horrible start to the day. I'll have to get new buffers, and my paint's been scratched, and—" Just then a new engine puffed up. "I hear there's some ice on the rails," he asked. "Yes, thank you for arriving so quickly, Dustin." "Not to worry, this salt truck here will get that slippery stuff melting right away." And Dustin was right. In just a few minutes, the ice had disappeared and the track was safe. Daisy was most impressed. "That was amazing! You got the job done so quickly, too." "No worries. As a wintertime member of the Sodor Search and Rescue Team, it's my duty to clear the rails of snow and assist in any way that I can. You have a pleasant day, ma'am." Daisy couldn't believe what had just happened. "That engine was so nice, and he helped me out like it was nothing at all. You know, more engines should be like Dustin. In fact, I should try being more like Dustin. Oh, I'm sorry, Thomas and Ryan. I've been rather finicky lately and probably very difficult to deal with. Let me make it up to you." For the rest of the day, Daisy did her work without fuss and was extra nice when she ran into Toby and Percy. "You seem to be making spirits bright," he chuckled. "Well done, Daisy," added Toby. "We could all use a little Christmas cheer right about now." But Daisy wasn't done. She made a special trip over to the Dieselworks and thanked Den and Dart for their help. "Of course, it's our job after all. What he means is, we're always happy to help. Come see us again." That evening, Daisy made her way to the Search and Rescue Center where Dustin was resting. "Thank you for your help this morning," she said. "I hope I didn't seem rude. Sometimes I become rather self-centered when things aren't going well. But your merry attitude and your eager helpfulness made me see that things aren't bad at all." "You're welcome, Daisy. I understand the difficulties of working in cold weather during the busiest time of the year, but it's a lot easier when you have friends to help you out." Daisy smiled. "You're right about that. Thanks again, Dustin. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go spend the holidays with mine. Have a nice evening, everyone." And Daisy the diesel car rolled away, a much more appreciative and joyful engine.